Are you looking for childcare options before or after school? Stay tuned and find out the locations next on Food for Thought. Hi, I'm Jodi, the host for Food for Thought, and thanks for watching. Today I'm joined by Tammy Anderson from the Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks. She's over all their licensed child care programs, and she's going to share an awful lot of information today. Welcome, Tammy, to Food for Thought.
Hi, Jodi. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and what is your role with the Department of Recreation and Parks?
Sure. I am the Recreation Supervisor for the Child Care Division of Arundel County Rec and Parks. I've been with them for about 15 years total, about 6 years as the Recreation Supervisor, and we have 39 programs throughout Anne Arundel County.
Wow, and we've worked together so closely, I think both as a parent, and I think that's the joy of what we do, right? So we get to talk all the time as parents and having middle school or elementary school children, and now one of yours going into high school.
Yes.
So it's nice having use of the program as well as operating the program.
Yes.
So if a viewer was watching, tell us a little bit, what programs do you offer? Because it's so vast. I mean, we did say before and after, but tell us a little bit about the programs, and I would love for the viewers to hear what a typical day is. But first, we'll just start with a big overview.
Sure. So like I said, we have 39 programs, and what's different than the last time I was on your show is we have not just the 36 before and after care programs, we also have 2 pre-K programs now as well, which is a really wonderful thing really exciting that we've started doing. We have one at South County Rec Center from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for 3 to 5-year-olds, and we also have a before and after care pre-K program at Hilltop Elementary School, as well as one middle school program. So it's a pretty comprehensive variety of programs that we offer.
Wow, so ages 3 to 13, 14?
Yeah, 13,
Wow.
14, yeah.
So that's huge. What would, if we could talk maybe about the pre-K, because that's relatively new at South County.
It is.
Where is that located and how does that work? What would a parent expect if they were to enroll their child there?
Sure. We are located at the South County Recreation Center, so it's right off Route 2 down Owensville-Sudley Road, and we are licensed for 20 children total there. Wonderful child care director that we have there. She's very strong with the educational programming that we have there. Great curriculum through Starfall. So the children get a great educational experience, they get ready for kindergarten, and they also get the opportunity to develop their social skills and play, and there's even a little playground there. It's just a great program.
And I think that's the one thing that Rec and Park does so well. In all of your programs, you tie in the whole wellness of everything, and I know we're going to talk about that in more detail, but for a parent watching, it's so full and enriched with fueling their bodies, keeping them fueled right, and sleeping well, when they're at home. It's just the whole package, and then you throw in that education piece, and it's quite amazing what you put together.
Yeah.
So what is a typical morning like? And again, I have a daughter that's still in the program, and we drop her off pre, and we also pick her up in the afternoon while she's at the child care program.
Yeah. So our mornings, the children tend to come in a little sleepier. We start at 7 in the morning, so the activities are kind of more low-key in the morning program, so there's usually some table games, maybe an arts and crafts project, so the kids can sort of, get into their day a little bit. Then we offer a morning snack, which is included in the fee, and then depending on the length of the morning program, so it depends on when that particular school starts, they get some organized gym game time as well, so you get a chance to run around a little bit and get some exercise before they go into their school day.
Because they just keep coming in tiered. So a parent can really take, or a guardian, they can take advantage of it at any time. They can come in right at 7 o'clock, and sometimes we are that parent, or I'm that parent, right, dropping off right away.
Yep, got to get to work.
And it goes through. And then what's your ratio? Like how does that work? A parent might say, well, how do I know the children are supervised? We know they are because we see it. But
Right. We have a 1 to 15 staff to child ratio. That's required by the state, and we always try to do one better than that. staff, things happen, you know, they have to walk a child to the bathroom or, you know, whatever, we want to make sure there's always an extra staff member there on top of that ratio so that we have even a little better supervision. And the school buildings, you know, they're very varied, so we have to go answer the door and let people in, and we want to make sure there's enough people there to watch the children and do those other activities as well.
I'm glad you just talked about the door because that's so important. I know when I arrive every day, it's locked, and I just love that we follow such great security procedures in our county and all of our public schools. But it's the same thing when we're going to the child care program at one of the schools. I mean, you're ringing the buzzer, and they're identifying you as the parent that's allowed to come in and pick up the child.
Yeah, yeah.
And very formal as far as here's the list of our students that are enrolled in your program, right? They're signed in, they're signed out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even if they have a task, and we'll talk about the afternoon, but my daughter's a safety. So it's interesting. Like they say that she was a safety and it's listed right on the enrollment sheet. And then you probably have to maintain those.
We do. And we get permission slips from the parents so we're aware of what's going on between the school and the parent. So if there's an after school club or safety or helping a teacher, or maybe they're getting some extra tutoring from the school, then we're aware where they are after school. So we can track them down, make sure they make it back to us before their parent comes to pick them up.
Right. No, it's very thorough. It's very, I don't know, you're just so reassured as a parent to know that your children are in great hands, you know, with really an extension of their family is how I feel, you know.
Yeah, and that's the way we look at it too, is childcare is a family. You know, we're connected to our communities, to each other. You know, so many of the people that work for us have worked for us for many years, and we really trust them, and we get to know the families, and it's, you know, it's heartbreaking to them when they move on to middle school because they've known them, some of them since kindergarten, so.
Well, it's funny, I've already been thinking about it that next year I don't re-enroll. What do I do?
Right.
You know, so it's kind of funny when you think about it that it's been so many years because I've had an older daughter that also went through for all, you know, all of her elementary school years. So it's funny to think, oh no, next year I don't do that, and then I'm going to be stuck. I don't have a place to go.
Yep.
So what is the afternoon? What's a typical afternoon? I know the bell rings and we assume that all our children in Anne Arundel County go home on the school bus, but some don't.
Some don't. So some come to us. So they're dismissed to us. It, of course, is a lot busier than it is in the morning. They're much happier and more excited and more energetic. So when they come down, we have an attendance time, make sure everybody's there like they should be. But we have more time to get into deeper activities in the afternoon, so we can get a little more into the health and wellness, exercise. They have the opportunity to participate in community service projects, arts and crafts, and what we call activity stations. So those are like learning centers. You think of kind of the pre-K idea, but for older children. So they get some drama, some housekeeping, manipulatives, blocks, just a wide variety of things that they can choose between. And one of the things we started implementing the last couple of years is they also have an opportunity to participate in STEM programming too. So that's science and technology and engineering and math. So we have things that support that learning as well, but in a fun way. So the kids don't feel like, oh, it's another couple hours of school.
Right.
Now they can sit and do it in a fun way.
And it's nice to see, I think sometimes, you know, the students that are enrolled definitely, or the children, they definitely segregate a little bit to their age group.
Yeah.
But they still do interact, and I love to watch that role modeling. You can see some of the older, you know, that 4th, 5th grader helping out the kindergarten, 1st grader.
Yeah.
And the thing that I most I'm impressed all the time, but I just love when my daughter comes home and she wants to knit. So she makes a scarf that is literally, it's 20 feet long, but only this wide. And it goes in and out and in and out. And then whoever's sitting next to her, you know, it could be, you know, one of the guys in her class and he's knitting. So it's just neat to see something that we're probably not doing at home, but the exposure there has been priceless, you know, to really.
That's nice to hear. And we try to, you know, really tack on to the strengths of the staff. You know, each of us have gifts that we bring to everything that we do. And that's what we try to do with our staff, is bring those gifts out. Hey, what do you know how to do? Oh, you know how to knit and crochet. Wonderful. Let's start a sewing club. And then you can share that gift with the children. So, you know, it's just that little extra added thing that might be at that particular site because that staff member knows how to do that.
Wow.
So.
See, and I never, all these years, and I really never put it, but now that you say that, I think we have a very well-trained artist where my daughter goes and where my other daughter went. So they would always do some very, very elaborate artwork. You know, they were always sketching and doing some drawings. And How about for the outside play? You have very specifics about that, or that play piece in the afternoon. So it is a 30-minute?
So it's about 30 minutes. We are licensed through the Maryland State Department of Education's Office of Child Care. So we're required to follow their COMAR regulations. And one of those pieces is fresh air. So they have to get the fresh air every day, weather permitting, of course, this time of year, when it starts to get to be winter or, a little colder or rainy or whatever, then we have to move it into the gym. But we try to make sure we get them a half an hour of fresh air every day, and we also try to make sure they get a half hour in the gym so they can get some time to move around and exercise as well.
That's fantastic. So you're really knowing when you're enrolling your child in the child care program, they're having an hour every day of activity, which is really recommended, and it's something every family should be striving for, but sometimes it doesn't work because of families working or outside activities or running to a band or a strings, or it could be just another, a sporting team event that the person is involved in. So it's nice to know that it's there. Now, your staff, again, I can't say enough, and I can't thank you enough for what you do for them, or I guess for me, really, and the children in the program. But how's the training really looked at, and what do you do with the training for all of your staff?
Training is pretty wide variety and comprehensive. So again, we're bound by COMAR regulations, so there's certain things they're required to have by the state, and then we always take it a step above that. So they have to have first aid and CPR, they have to have a basics of behavior management course. We also have a nurse on staff, Nurse Kay Rowland, who's amazing, and she gives the staff medication administration training, so they can also give medication in the programs. And then on top of those, we also have other variety of trainings. Can be anything from planning for the children, curriculum, community, so they know how to talk to the families and the parents and help the parents feel part of the program. Just a big variety. And we go to the Arundel Community College every year to give them a whole conference before the school year even starts. So they get that continuing education every year.
And it's nice, and you can see it in the staff that you have. The staff that are employed with Rec and Parks just really do a phenomenal job. You can see they're interested in the students that are enrolled. They care. They care about the families that come in. I like that. I could come in so hurried sometimes, but they take the time to speak, and they take the time to engage. How was your day? Or this is what your daughter did today. So it really does, make it all comprehensive for the whole family or for extended family. Sometimes I have my mom and dad. And they're the two that are coming in, and again, they feel welcome every time. How do new siblings come in?
Well, oftentimes what we'll have is in the spring, siblings of current children are able to come in and apply for the spaces that we have left in the program. So they get a little bit of a lead there to come in. So it's a lot of times the kindergartners will come in with their siblings in the new year, which is exciting. So the older children help them get acclimated to the program. And we do that in the spring. And we also give parents an opportunity before the school year ends to bring that kindergartner in and have a little conference and get to see the space, because sometimes it's a nerve-wracking experience for the little guys, so that they're ready for the coming school year.
Oh, that's nice. So it's like a meet and greet your teacher, but it's a meet and greet your child care program providers.
Exactly.
And are all the providers there at the time, or is it just the director that gets to do the one-on-one, or it depends?
It's usually the director does the one-on-one, but the program's in operation while it's happening, so they actually get to see everything and see what kind of activities are going on, and they can, just get to know everybody a little bit.
And I'm sure if there's an older sibling, they're probably walking them around, right, from station to station, or saying, this is my favorite thing to do, and this is the game station, and it's always just so organized with the stations, where the learning centers, and I think that's the part that makes it so nice, that it's very small group activities, as well as, when it's outside, it's a large group, but it's manageable, it's planned, it's calculated with what they do, and you can really see the children love being there, and love being with the providers that are there. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a lot about wellness, because I think wellness is so important for Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We work all the time with Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, as well as other outside partners. But I think both of us are involved in so many things, and today we're talking about childcare, but I think in the second section we're really going to talk about wellness and action, both in your programs as well as in ours.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Don't go away. We're going to come right back from the break with Tammy Anderson from the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, and we're going to talk about childcare, specifically wellness.
The new kindergarten, first, and second grade curriculums are designed to engage students in a variety of learning opportunities that involve cooperation and problem solving.
What do I do?
Student discourse and structured play develop social foundations through peer interaction. This learning block promotes curiosity, imaginative thought, and responsiveness. The primary focus is on the work of young children, play. The use of tools and materials allows students to share, take turns, and develop the confidence to make effective decisions in school and in life. Ask your child how they interacted with their friends today while engaging in structured play.
Hey, great news! Cigarette smoking among teens
is way down.
Way down.
That's awesome, but we have way more work to do.
Some kids our age
think vapes are safer than cigarettes,
but they're not.
And others are still smoking flavored tobacco,
like hookah and cigarillos.
Big tobacco companies give them flavors
like chocolate and strawberry.
So we won't think that it's bad for us, but they're just as bad.
The vapor from e-cigarettes
is not a harmless water vapor.
The vapor can still contain nicotine,
heavy metals,
and dangerous toxins.
Smoking hookah for 45 minutes
has just as much tar and nicotine
as smoking a whole pack of cigarettes.
And vapes are so new that we don't even know what the long-term health risks are yet.
Let's show them that we're not an easy sale.
We're not about to get owned.
That we're not about to get owned for profit.
Join the movement.
Join the movement.
Join the movement.
Let's end smoking and vaping today.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned to Food for Thought. Tammy Anderson's joining me from the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, and we're talking all about childcare. Tammy, it was so good in the first half of the segment just to talk about the program and the depth of the program and the enrichment of the program. I mean, I can't say enough. As a parent, and I know we're going to talk about wellness, but you value everybody, every parent, right? And every response we have, every concern, everything that we value. How do you look at that, and how do you capture what the parents are saying? So again, somebody watching can say, I'm going to have a voice here, and I know I'm going to be heard when I love it, and I'm going to be heard if I think something might need to be tweaked a little bit.
Sure. So we have a couple different things we do. Parents are always welcome to, of course, come to their center staff, the center director. Most people feel like they have a great relationship right there on the floor with them, so they can share with them if they have a concern or suggestion, and that's taken very to heart by the staff that are there. But we also give the opportunity for people, if they would prefer to give us feedback anonymously. We do it through an online survey, or they can even do a paper survey, and we do it midway through the year. So they get a chance to give us their feedback, and it gives us a good view of how each program is doing, so we can tweak things if we need to, or give them that great feedback. Hey, director, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep these things up. The parents really love it. So they have an opportunity to give that voice.
Do parents, and I know it's near and dear to my heart, do parents talk, and we're going to talk about the wellness piece, but do they say, well, what's for snack? Or do they say, when you talk about activity, is it a planned activity? Or what is that fresh air piece? Or what is the gym piece? I mean, do you see and hear some of those comments?
Some of that, sure, yeah. I think what we see a lot of is people have a lot of questions when the weather becomes inclement. Well, what's going to happen now? Do they get to still have some active time? So we try to do a good job of explaining that through our newsletters to them. You know, please bring your coat and hat and gloves because we're still going to go outside. Right. You know, and letting them know what kind of snacks we're serving. Every program has a menu that's posted at the Parent Information Center, so you can check out what the kids are getting to eat every day when you come in to pick up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you say about the weather piece, because I know definitely the last few years, but not only do you could get text messages as a parent. It is at the Parent Center. I know this year we even signed. I believe we had a sign saying that when AACPS or when the county school system has a early dismissal or whatnot, you know, how do we follow and you know, how do we know that our children are safe? But also, we want your staff safe. They still have to get home too. So the communication there has been exceptional.
That's great. That's good to hear.
And I do love the Parent Center because it's your signature piece, you know, it's your attendance. There's always maybe a pamphlet of something, oops, I forgot to fill that one out, or they're reminding me I needed to look at that. And there's always I don't know, it's like a file folder where I go. So it'll be labeled with my daughter's name, and in there might be artwork or I don't know.
Like your own little mailbox, of information.
And I love it because our director's super cool with it, and she has this big light that lights up. So if the light's on, you know there's something in the mailbox. And my daughter gets so excited she wants to go look through the mailbox and see what's there.
That's great. Yeah, every site does it a little bit differently. Depends on what kind of space we have in the school building. So some we're lucky to have a childcare room in some of the newer schools, and they're able to have things that are a little bit more fancy like that. And others we share the cafeteria space, so we have to kind of pull everything down and put everything up every day. So it looks a little bit different, but they all try to do something similar to that, so that we always have some kind of parent information center. So there's a place to go when you have to sign your child out and to look for information.
Right. You know, and it's, I thought we were going to talk about that in the first half, but I'm glad you're bringing that up now, that there are some schools that are built with a specific room.
Yeah.
So even in the child care program area of our schools, you all work with our planning and construction folks, right, to determine what they need, because the bathroom is right there. There's a, I'm going to call it a kitchenette area. I don't know. So
Yeah, we're really excited. You know, honestly, Jodi, we have a great relationship in Anne Arundel County between Recreation and Parks and the Board of Education in many aspects, and that's one that's just really wonderful, is that we work in really close partnership with the Board of Education, but also on the ground with the schools themselves. So with the principals, with the teachers, with the guidance counselor. If there's something that the school is trying to put forth as something that's important through that school, maybe it's a character education program, we try to adopt that in our program as well.
yeah, I love it. It's just, you do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So near and dear to both of our hearts is always the wellness piece. So we have a wellness council in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We often have representation from Recreation and Parks there. We have our Department of Health always at the table with us. We have numerous stakeholders. And we always look at the Center for Disease Control school health model, which is really the whole school, the whole community, and that whole child. How do we look at the 10 components? So it's nutrition, it's health education, it's the physical environment.
Right.
We look at social and emotional wellness, just all the aspects that make, you know, a youngster or a child whole. And you do a great job with that. And I know I've worked with a nurse before, and you tell us a little bit about what you do for nutrition, because we know in Anne Arundel County that's, I mean, for me in food service, that's my cup of tea.
Right.
Or that's really my fruit or vegetable, I should say. So what do you do for the snacks? Because it's really, I think it's great what you do, and it's great how you really take such pride in that snack option in each one of your centers.
Yeah, we really do. And in some cases, we're able to partner with the Food Nutritious Services program right in the school to provide dinner. So that's really great in some of our Title I schools. But in the other ones, we do have, our programs are all required to have a 10 grams of fat, 10 grams of sugar, 200 calories. Can't be more than that in the snack. So the children are really getting a good serving. It's not a meal. For them, and we also required, because we're part of Maryland Excels, which is a step above COMAR regulations, to have whole grains in all of our snacks, and also to have fresh fruits and vegetables 4 times a week. So the kids are really getting a nice, healthy mix of snack that's nutritious for them.
Now, does because it's Maryland Excels, the Maryland State Department of Education comes in, correct?
Yes, we are, we have, through the Office of Child Care, we have licensing specialists come in and they check the program on a regular basis. And then through Maryland Excels, it's kind of that next quality improvement system. They will be sending inspectors as well in the next year.
Right, and I know we work with them all the time as well. So they look at our programming, and we've also worked together where we do so many fresh fruits and vegetables in Anne Arundel County. So all schools in the county have a salad bar in every school, and all of our children are allowed to select up to 2 cups a day. They could fill half of their tray, which is exactly what we want them to do with fruits and vegetables. So we've partnered a little bit there too, of how could we, possibly be buying gala apples for the school, but we could kind of transition them into the child care program. I know our volumes are sometimes too big. But that partnership has definitely worked, and I think you've nailed it on the whole grains, all of everything that we do as well. So even a breading on the chicken nugget, which our children in our county or the chicken tenders love, is whole grain.
Right.
So we really follow that same thing. We look at the fat, we look at the saturated fat. We are zero trans fat, I know, as you are.
So we are.
If we sell something as an enhancement to the meal or our snacks during the meal service, we also look at the calories. And all of our stuff is also posted on the website. So for a parent watching, they could go to our website to see what we offer in the school meals. And then I know you have that information readily available as well.
Yep, we have information in the parents manual. There's a whole list of all of our activities and our nutrition and our wellness, and so they can look right in the parents manual for that. And also, like I said, at the Parent Information Center, you can see what's specific to your site.
What items are you putting together? So when they come and do that review for you for Excels, do you have to compile all that? Is it we track it all, we compile everything, things like that?
Yeah, we're required to keep the menus on file for a certain amount of time for them to look at when they come in. They also review our staff files and of course observe the environment, so see how the children are being taken care of and how safe the environment is for them.
And this year, you've expanded to other programs. So we're looking at the after school, just 2 days a week, right?
2 days a week, yeah. We're at Belgrove and Park Elementary. It's a special program that we're doing there, 2 afternoons a week at a much reduced cost for parents. And it's really exciting. We're calling them child enrichment centers. So it's very similar to our after school programs we're offering in other schools, but at a better cost for the parents.
Right. And I think that's something that's so valuable to somebody watching is that we communicate all the time. I can remember when you called on that and Mr. Cheney calls, right? I mean, there's this constant, here's what I would like to do. How could we do this with you to help the children of Anne Arundel County?
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely, because that's what it's all about. That's why we do what we do every day, why we're excited about what we do, because we care about the children, we care about the community.
And we talked about it before the show, and then the two of us are like, yeah, we could do this.
Right.
And then we get so excited because it's another program that we accomplish, another full program, right? You have full enrollment.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about summer. So
Okay.
wellness was key. Your enrichment and how you grow programs is phenomenal. We also work together in the summer, and somebody might not think that we do.
Yeah.
So tell the viewers a little bit. What do you do in the summer, and how's child care programs operate in the summer versus during the school year?
So childcare during the summer looks a little different. We're actually open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., so it's the full day. And we do field trips every week, so that's exciting for the kids. We try to do some things that they're not used to doing, get to take them to the aquarium, to the zoo, and take those bus trips. And we also have traveling enrichments that come in. So like last year, for example, we had an artist come in. We had an author, a local author come in and read to the children. So there's different things every week. And of course, all our usual things with the activity stations. And we get a little deeper into some of those other projects with the STEM and the literacy and arts and crafts projects. So they get to do a lot of fun things during the day.
And they also, in some cases, not all of the centers or not all of your programs, but some, because they're located in a school building that has over 50% of the students that would attend that school being receiving free or reduced price meals, they get free breakfast and free lunch.
Exactly. Yep. And last summer we were able to do that at 2 of our locations, which was wonderful for the parents. So they get that added benefit of now they don't have to worry about making them a lunch.
And I think what I see the benefit for those, the children know the providers because it's often, right, it's your same staff that stay. It's in the same location, so they know their location.
Right.
And in the case when we do breakfast and lunch, we serve that great, healthy options that we serve all year, just get transferred into the summer.
Exactly.
We obviously don't do full-blown, 8 and 9 unlimited fruits and vegetables. We scale it down a little bit. We try to buy as much local as we can in the summer, but it's really a nice way to give that continuity to the child all summer long and keep them fueled, ready for playing and learning and having fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So with if a parent was watching and they say, I'm so interested, I really want to learn about the program more, what do I do? They could call me, but
they could.
How could they access this information and see what's readily available?
The easiest thing to do is to go onto the website. So if you go to aacounty.org and click on Recreation and Parks, and then click on Child Care, and that will give you the full rundown of our programs. You can look at the Parents Manual. You can go in and create an account and register, and that will let you know if a space is available or if you need to be placed on a wait list until something becomes available. You can also call us at the Child Care office, and that number is 410-222-7856. We're happy to answer any questions that parents might have.
And how would they find out about a summer program? If they're thinking, what do I do in the summer? We just heard all these great things. What do they do? How do they find that one?
Yep, so same thing. They have the option with the website. Also, the program guide, Recreation and Parks does every year, is a wonderful resource. And that's not just about childcare. There's so many programs that Recreation and Parks offers for the summer. So camp programs and summer fun centers and childcare and a big variety of options and choices. That goes out in the newspaper. Usually in February, we have a camp fair there each February, and then also you can go on the website.
Good. So numerous ways they could find the information. It is priceless. As a parent that uses it all the time, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Jodi.
Moving into, with my smallest one now going to middle school soon, I'm a little nervous because you've been my comfort zone for so long. Yeah. So thank you. You have great staff, and the passion that you exhibit every day is priceless. So thank you for all that you do for the students in Anne Arundel County.
Thank you, Jodi.
As you can see, the partnership with Anne Arundel County Recreation and Parks is really priceless to us here in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. In food and nutrition services, we work together all the time. We look at wellness initiatives. I love the fact that they look at all of the healthy eating, all the exercise, and really fueling our students for fun, play, and activity each and every day, as well as all that academic learning that goes on. If you have any questions about the Recreation and Parks, or specifically food and nutrition services, you can always call me too at 410-222-5900. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Food for Thought.